I'm one that usually do all my chores first. If you don't even have to. I didn't hear it, but Roadrunner and some others said that there was some man screaming at 1 a.m. There were 4 grizzly bears walking around our camp. I gotta go. She doesn't know how to pack my bag. That was my best episode.
Well, hello. You are hiking with Jenny on the Appalachian Trail. It is day 17, and I'm just leaving the Derrick Knob shelter. We had a very full group of people last night. Shelter was full of section hikers, so we had Tent City, tons of tents. Roadrunner and Little Chap were there. They are doing a shakedown for their PCT through hike, so I got to camp next to them and chatted a bit. I got another trail name proposal from Little Chap, which is Beacon, because of my Zoleo and the lights that it puts out at night is very bright, so it's sort of a way that you can find where you camped if you get up and go to the bathroom at night. Today, most of us are planning to go 13 miles to the Mount Collins shelter. And an exciting thing is we are going to go up and over Clingmans Dome, which is not only the highest point on the Appalachian Trail, but it also marks the 200-mile mark. So that's another big milestone. So that's pretty exciting. And we're supposed to have another day of beautiful weather. I've actually got my shorts on under my pants because I think it's going to warm up enough that I'm going to definitely be glad that I had them on. Today we're going to have even more ascent than we had yesterday, but Roadrunner says that after Clingmans Dome it gets easier. So last night at about 1 a.m. me and a few other people were woken by a man screaming, and nothing. It's very scary. It must have been someone having a nightmare or something, because there was nothing. And then we kept hearing like things walking in the woods. So I don't know what that was. It was probably deer, honestly, because we woke up and there was deer walking about. But still, it was took a little bit to get back to sleep after that. I'm pretty much resigned to the fact that I'm just going to be climbing all day, at least until I get to Clingmans. Whew! Because it feels like that's all I do. A rare flat bit. My pack weight feels about where it should be again today. I think it's probably around 25 pounds now that I've eaten a couple days worth of food. Mouse. Rat. I've seen more wildlife within the past, 12 hours than I have this whole trip. I saw a deer, I saw a mouse, I saw some birds. I did see that bald eagle the other day. But yeah, there hasn't really been a whole lot of wildlife until now. Coming up to Seiler's Bald Shelter. I'm going to take a quick break here since it's right on the trail. So my day 0 video finally posted yesterday, and I finally got service up on whatever peak I was on just now, and I was able to read the comments, so I enjoyed reading those. So my day 1 video is posting today. That's gonna be the big one, so I don't know if I'm gonna have service to follow along with what people are talking about. Wish I had service to upload videos, because I have a couple finished that just need to be uploaded now, but I haven't had service, so. But so far I'm keeping on track with the daily uploads, so that's going okay. I've been able to find time to edit 1 video per night when I'm in my hammock, and they have been on the shorter side lately, so that's been helping. Up ahead is Double Spring Gap Shelter. I'm gonna stop here for a lunch break. About 7.5 miles in for the day. Just stopped for lunch at Double Spring Gap Shelter. Was able to use the privy, de-layer. Now I am more energized for the next 3-mile climb up to Clingmans Dome, which they say is going to be fairly gradual, at least. And we have a total of, I think, 5 miles to get to camp, so a couple more miles after Clingmans with a little down and up. And it's 2 o'clock, so I think I can at least make it to camp at the same time I did yesterday, as long as I don't get too slowed down by the climb. Still feel okay. The lighter pack is helping. I love this mossy forest. It looks so magical. You can see multiple layers of mountains in the background. It looks so cool. I was just listening to AWOL on the Appalachian Trail, and I was at the part where he was hiking up Clingmans Dome, and he remarked that it smelled like a Christmas tree, and it really does. Seemingly random thought, but it's weird for me to be the only hammock camper at camp. I haven't seen any other hammock setup so far. I'm not really sure why. When I hiked the Long Trail Sobo, most people had a hammock. I was thinking about that. And this year on the AT Nobo, there's me, and I know Gump is a hammock camper, although I haven't actually camped with him. This climb really hasn't been bad. It was majorly fear-mongered. Still making good time. It took me maybe an hour and a half to get up here. They were saying it was going to take 3. I didn't realize that Clingmans Dome isn't directly on the AT. I thought it was. So I guess if I want to go to the tower, I gotta go this way. And I might as well. It's a pretty day, probably get some views. Looks like these guys had the right idea leaving their packs behind. I think I will do the same. Oh my gosh, this feels so freeing without the pack on. Oh, it is icy. I didn't realize that it was icy and I slipped.
3, 2, 1. All right, let's take another one.
Woo! High point of the AT. Made it.
Gosh, it's cold. Get out of here. See, you going to the shelter too?
That's the plan, at least.
Yeah.
Zigzagging all the way around.
Yeah, that's crazy what we just did.
Jump! Why not?
What? 200 miles on the AT! Woo! Got some ice coming down, but it's easily avoidable. I just had the realization that I haven't seen a single trail runner so far on this whole trip. up in New Hampshire, I see them all the time, all times of year. And it's crazy because you'll be on any trail and you hear someone like coming up behind you and you have to pull over, and that doesn't happen here. I guess I say that because this trail here reminds me of hiking in the Whites with all the racks, and you have to kind of watch your footing, and then someone just comes bounding up behind you and just makes you look really bad by just running it. I must say it is a testament to my ankle exercises I did pre-trail that I'm able to go downhill. That was hilarious. I was gonna say that I'm faster downhill, and that wasn't always the case. I used to be a lot slower downhill because of my ankles, and my ankles have really gotten stronger thanks to the physical therapy and the continued ankle exercises that I did before the trail. A lot of people were saying all you need to do is a Stairmaster. That wasn't the case for me because I had such weak ankles that I really needed the extra strengthening. I'm so glad I did that. Everyone I talk to says, man, you go way faster than me downhill. Got one more climb up to Mount Collins, and then we'll be at camp in a little bit over a mile. I made it to the Mount Collins shelter like 6 o'clock. Got all my stuff done, and I'm in my hammock now. I'm tired, sore. I'm really ready to be done with the Smokies, and I'm only halfway through. I have another 2.5 days left of hiking and camping, and it can't come soon enough. The Smokies are really tough. It's really tough. Thank you for watching, and happy trails.